Hey everyone, and welcome back. So, you've probably heard the phrase, make in India, right? It feels like such a modern idea. But what if I told you the original blueprint for it wasn't created in the last decade, but thousands and thousands of years ago? Let's get into it. So that really begs the question, doesn't it? When did this whole drive to manufacture and export from India actually begin? Your first thought might be, the last 10 years, maybe a century ago. But the real answer is, well, it's way more surprising than that. That's right, 4,000 years ago. No joke. The evidence points to this incredible, ancient story of Indian manufacturing and global trade that's been literally buried for millennia, just waiting for us to find it. So, how on earth do we know this? Well, we're uncovering the ancient origins of this very modern concept. And let me tell you, recent research is painting a totally new picture of India's role in the ancient world. And look, this isn't just a story about simple trade. It's about a highly sophisticated manufacturing hub that existed long before many of the great empires we all learn about. Our journey starts right here, in Gujarat in the Gulf of Khambat. You gotta remember this place, because it's the absolute key that unlocks this entire story. It is ground zero for an archaeological discovery that pretty much changed everything we thought we knew. And that discovery was a place called Lothal. Now, Lothal wasn't just some random ancient city. No way. It was the bustling, beating heart of a massive international manufacturing and trade empire that stretched all across the ancient world more than 4,000 years ago. So what exactly was Lothal? Well, archaeologically speaking, it is the world's oldest known dockyard. Think about that for a second. This wasn't just a natural harbor that people started using. It was an engineering marvel, meticulously constructed for one very specific purpose: international sea trade. And look, this isn't just some wild theory. We have sources that actually confirm it, calling it, and I quote, the world's oldest dockyard. That gives us a really solid place to start to understand just how important this place really was. So let's trace the journey these goods took on what was basically an ancient maritime superhighway. I mean, a dockyard is great and all, but it's only as important as the places it connects you to, right? Lothal was the starting point of a network that connected civilizations across thousands of miles. So where exactly were these ships going? Well, the evidence shows a really clear, established trade route. Ships would set off from Lothal, right? Then they'd travel through Bahrain, which was another major trading hub. And their final destination? The powerful civilization of Mesopotamia, which is in modern-day Iraq. This was a complex, multi-stage international journey. Just incredible. Now we get to the really juicy part. What were they actually making and exchanging on these long trips? The answer to this is what really connects everything back to this ancient Make in India story. Because it wasn't just raw materials. It was high-value, manufactured goods. This breakdown really shows it perfectly. So India was exporting things like timber, sure, but more importantly, it was exporting finished luxury goods. Take these carnelian beads, for instance. They had to be mined, cut, drilled, and then polished. That's a clear sign of skilled craftsmanship. And in return for all these finished products, India was importing raw gold. This isn't just trade, it's a value-added economy. And that is the crucial point here. When you're exporting finished goods, stuff like intricate beads, it means you have workshops, you have skilled artisans, and you have a whole system to produce them in large quantities. This tells us Lothal wasn't just some trading post. It was the export hub for a major manufacturing center. Okay, so let's tie all of this together. All this evidence, it paints a really clear picture of India's ancient legacy. The whole idea of India being a global manufacturing hub isn't some new economic policy. It's a deep-rooted part of its history, a 4,000-year-old blueprint. So let's just recap the evidence. We have a 4,000-year-old engineered dockyard at Lothal. We have a sophisticated, well-documented trade route to Mesopotamia. We have proof of manufacturing and the export of finished luxury goods. And we have a thriving two-way trade relationship bringing in gold. The case is pretty solid, don't you think? So the next time you hear about Make in India, remember Lothal. Remember the artisans crafting those beads and the sailors navigating the ancient seas. This spirit of innovation, of manufacturing, of global trade, it isn't some new campaign. It's an ancient heritage that's been part of the subcontinent's story for millennia. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If a 4,000-year-old story like this was just waiting to be uncovered, what other incredible histories are still buried right under our feet, just waiting to be discovered? Thanks so much for joining me to explore this one.